Hello everyone, welcome on Business Intelligence and Analytics website, and today is tutorial number 7, course on VBA Excel programming. And today we will learn one of the very basic recording macros. We will understand, the topic is understanding macro recording. Objective of our class is we need to understand how macro recording is done. What are the steps in recording a macro? Second, we will understand the code written by macro. So our objective of the class is not to solve any problem, but to understand that whenever we are recording a macro, how that macro, what type of code is being written, and how can we use this code for further our analysis. And then there are two type of recordings, like absolute recording and relative recording. So what is the difference between them, when to use which recording? We will try to understand that also. So today class, I understand that you all know what is properties, what is methods. We know offset property also, we know cells property also. So let's move ahead. So first of all, we'll understand what is absolute recording. What I'll do is we'll start away, go into Excel and record some macro. And before recording, I want to tell you one thing. As we all record our videos, fine. Say if someone is performing a dance and you start a record a video, how you start? As soon as the dance starts, you click record button, fine, and the person perform the dance, and you click stop recording. This is the way we do. But sometimes what happens? You start recording 30 seconds earlier when the dance starts. So you will say whatever things happen in the first 30 seconds will also get recorded. And if someone will come between and say hello, so that will also get recorded in the video. So same it happens in our recording also. Whatever steps we'll be doing, it will be recorded into our system. So we need to make sure that what we are recording, we already know it. So that becomes easier. Like there are steps, step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4 that we want to record. So we can just keep recording it. So let's start. It will be fun to understand how things happen. Let's see. We'll start with very zero. We'll do whatever it is doing. Remember one thing, my mantra is computer is a brainless machine. Whatever we'll be doing, we'll be recording. Fine. Let's start. So let's open our Excel. Okay. So we all have developer tab enabled, and there is a button called record macro. This is when we'll click record macro, it will start recording. Fine. It will ask you something like name of your macro. We will write the name of the macro. Secondly, it will ask for a shortcut key. That do you need a shortcut key for a macro? So we can say Control plus K, a shortcut key for a macro. So whenever we press Control K, it will execute that macro. But right now I'm not going to shortcut keys and all things. Objective is to understand how recording is done. That is the main purpose. Fine. So let's start. We say record a macro. So it's saying macro 1. By default it is taking a name macro 1. We can keep macro 1 also, or you can write absolute recording macro. You can write any name like this. Fine. We can assign a shortcut key, control A, control B, control C. Look, if you will write control C, then bar copy paste control C will be overwritten by this. So never use the already known shortcuts. Fine. Okay. So I'm not taking any shortcut key right now. If you want, you can take. So okay, let's take it for you. I'm taking control K. Fine. This is small k. If I say capital K, so it will become control plus shift plus K, because we can always write in a capital letter with the help of shift key. So small k. Fine. So control K is my shortcut for the title. I can write description for something. Okay. So let's say OK. Now when I say OK, look, now I'll do some steps. I click on A1 cell. I have clicked on A1 cell. I write Jan, Jan. I click tab. I write FEB Feb. I click tab, MARCH March. I click enter. Now say I'm writing a number 20, tab 30, tab 40, enter. Again I write something 45, tab 67, tab 90, fine, enter. Now I'm summing these. So I say is equals to SUM sum, bracket open. I selected these two cells. I click enter. Now what I'm doing is I'm dragging these cells. So look, First I click the sum formula and now I'm dragging them. So there are two different steps. Fine. This has been done. See, I want to do it like this also, that I go into home and I say change the font color to red. This has been done. Okay. And I want to do control B, bold, to this. So this is something I have made a macro. Now I want to stop recording. So I again go to developer tab. I say stop recording. Fine. So now it says record macro, it doesn't, recording is stopped. So this macro we have recorded. Now what actually it's doing is, let's see. I go into sheet 2 and I say click on macros and I say run. Look, it has done the same process for me. So what actually it has happened is it has executed all the steps which I did. Say I again go into sheet 3. Now I say control K. So every time it is writing A1, writing in A1 JAN, Jan, and it is following all the steps we have done. Fine. Now let's try to understand what actually it has done. So let's go into Visual Basic. We know our modules macro is in this. Open module 1. So this is a sheet. Look, first of all, sub macro 1. We always write the name of the macro. We all know. So it has taken the name macro 1. And in the end it will be end sub. Fine. This has been done. Now see. Keyboard shortcut is Control plus K. It is telling you these green are the comments which are not executable. These are the instructions for us to understand. Now, important thing is, look what it's telling, range A1 dot select. So if you remember, first of all I click the cell A1, so it has recorded that select the range A1. Now you need to understand range A1 dot select. Select is a property or method? Method. Because it is not property, so it has done range A1 dot select. So it has selected the range A1. Now, when it has selected the range A1, we can say our active cell is what? A1. Whichever cell we will select, that will become active cell. Fine. Okay. So now understand. It says active cell dot formula R1C1 equals to Gen. So my active cell was range A1 dot formula R1C1 equals to Gen. So now formula R1C1 is a property and we are writing that value Gen. Now why it is writing formula R1C1? Because we have not written any formulas. We have written text. So computer doesn't know what you will type in. You might be typing a text and you might writing a formula. Generally, earlier I had taught you about value property. Value property only takes value, does not take formula. But formula R1C1 property, what it does is, it takes value also and formula also. So objectivity is, computer doesn't know what you are typing. So by default, it is taking formula R1C1 property. Fine. So now what it does is, active cell dot formula R1C1 is equals to Gen. This is the code we need to understand. Range A1 dot select active cell dot formula R1C1 equals Gen. Now these two lines can be written directly also. Range A1 dot formula R1C1 is equals to Gen. I'll tell you how. See, we can type right RANGE range bracket open inverted comma A1 bracket close. This we already know. Dot formula R1C1 is equals to Gen. So this is the same code. These two lines are equivalent to this one. In the above line, what it is first selecting and it telling active cell dot formula is this, and in this we are doing it directly. So these are the two codes. So whenever we are recording, we can clean our code. Recording already, the code which has been written by recording will never be clean one. So we can record. Now this is a very smart thing. Whenever we work in Excel, we have to select the object. Like if you want to change anything, if you want to change the value of range C3, you have to first click. But without macro, we can. So this code is without selecting it. So it has been done without selecting. And in Excel, we always work with selecting. So there's a difference. So there's a huge power that you are not selecting any object, changing the property without selecting. Fine. Okay. So I'm deleting this again right now. But you need to understand range A1 dot select active cell dot formula R1. So by this code, because we have learned earlier what is properties and method, you should be able to understand what we have done. Fine. So I'm deleting this again. Now again range B1 dot select active cell dot formula. These are the same lines. 10, Fine. This is going like this. Now, if you remember what we did, we first write the formula sum and then we autofill it out. So now what's this? It says range A4 dot select. Now active cell dot formula R1C1 is equals to sum R minus 2 C R minus 1. Fine. So it is telling whichever cell it is. Let me open the Excel. Show you. This was my sum. So row minus 1 and row minus 2. So it is telling which is my cell, current cell. Take first row above and second row above and sum that value. You have to be in same column. Just take two cells and it is doing it. So this is the R1C1 formulas. Fine. So row minus 1 this and row minus 2 is this. This is row minus 1, row minus 2. Fine. So it is using some formula. Now when I use this formula, I dragged into these two. I wrote this formula and then I dragged into B and C before C4. So let's see it, how it's working. So it says range A4 dot select selection dot autofill. So there is a method called autofill and it is telling destination A4 dot C4. So it is telling you have to fill in the destination A4 C4. So destination is an argument, like we talked about how to apply a brake in a car, instantaneous brake or fastest brake, if you remember object properties and methods. So right now it is telling you have to autofill, but computer is asking where to autofill, in above direction, in right direction, left direction, where. So we are telling computer that you have to autofill in range A4 C4. So this is the way we have passed an argument to the method. Method was autofill and then passing the argument, telling them like this. So it has done this also. Now see. Now we change the font. We select B4 dot select, B4 dot select, and with selection dot font dot color is equal to this. Font dot tint shade is equal to 0. So now look, when we understand this property, let's read it out. Range B4 dot select with selection dot font. With selection means it is B4. Ignore with right now. With and end with we will understand later. But it is telling with range B4 dot selection dot font dot color. So it is telling range B4 dot font dot color. Understand what it is doing? I'll write over here to make you understand. It is telling range B4 dot font dot. Now it has font has bold property also, color property also. Color is equals to this color code. This color code we have to copy. So this is equivalent to same color. So what it is now? Look, object is range B4, font is a property, and sub property dot color. So range B4 dot font dot color is equal to this. So now if I change this color code over here, it will change our color. Even we can write VB red, VB blue, VB green, which are some text colors. So right now this is a color code. If you don't know the color code, just record the macro and understand what will be the color code. Simple, fine. Okay. So this is how it is done. Now it says selection dot font dot bold is equals to true. So when we click bold, so it is telling font dot bold is equals to true. So if I don't want it bold, I can write FLSE false and it will change the value, because in Boolean either it is true or it is false. Because if it will be bold, it will be true, and if it is not bold, it will be false. So this is way we can understand our macros. So my objective of your recording and showing this code is to understand how macro recording has done and what has done. So what I will request you is that you do the same thing in your Excel file Jan, Feb, March and record it. And I will also tell you what you can do is open these two files parallelly and see how it is happening. I will show you. So whatever you're writing a one code and recording, it will be converting into the codable format. So now I believe you can understand the code. Fine. Now there's one thing that I was telling you, width and end width. This is something with and end width. With selection.font do these properties. So I will go in detail with and end width later on. But what actually is, whatever is the selection is, you have to execute all the things to the same object. So like say, we say Saurabh is a good boy, Saurabh is a bad boy, Saurabh learns Excel VBA, Saurabh learns Excel. So generally what we do, Saurabh is a good boy, then we say he learns Excel. So we are not using Saurabh again, we are using he. So here what it is doing is, with selection of object, you have to perform all these steps. So you don't have to write the object name again. That is the use of with and with. I will tell you again in the next tutorial what with and end with do exactly. Fine. But your objective is to understand how absolute recording has done. Okay. So let's move further. Let me close this now. So we have done the absolute recording. But suppose what if I wanted the same process to be here, but it is not doing because it is always pasting in the A1 cell. So now what I will do is, I will teach you something which is called relative recording. Absolute recording, what was? It will always do the work in the A1. Wherever your cursor doesn't matter, but it will go into the A1 only. Okay. Now we will do the relative recording and try to understand how relative recording works. Fine. So let's start. Let's take the sheet 4. Fine. So I have to record a macro. We all know how to record it. So I click on record macro. I have to write the name. This is the name is macro 2. You can write relative recording, relative underscore recording underscore example also. Fine. Friends, right now this time I am not using any shortcut key. I am clicking OK. Now what I'll do is, I'll click this use relative reference button also. Now I've enabled this button. You can see it is clickable now. Fine. Now I'll do is, I will write Jan tab FEB fab tab MARCH March, enter 20 tab 30 tab 40 50 tab 56 tab 78. Fine. I have done same process. Look, now I am again writing the sum formula is equals to sum bracket open, and I summing these two, close. Now I am dragging it. Fine. Now I will again do the bold and color one thing. So this time I am clicking Control B. You can do bold from here also. Home bold also. Fine. Now I have to do this change. So I am changing the color this time, say to green. So my green color will change. Fine. Now I have to stop. Look, I have clicked the this mouse over here. So at the end of recording, it will show me the mouse over here. This has been also captured. So I say developer stop recording. Fine. So my code is ready. Now when I use this code, see the magic. Say I click my mouse over here. This is M8 and I say macro and I say run the macro 2. So it has placed our values in this setting. So now whenever I click this and I say macro and I say macro 2 run, it will do like this. So this is the absolute recording. Now we need to understand and compare what has been the difference in the code that has make the absolute recording work in a different way from a relative recording. So let's go into our code and try to understand it now. It is important. Visual Basic. You have module 1 only. So this is our macro 2 code. And above it was macro 1. Sometimes your code may come in different, but make sure all the macro codes are in module files. Fine. Okay. Let's see. Now compare the formula. Here it is telling active cell dot formula R1 C1 equals to 10. So it has not done range A1 dot select. It has cell directly whichever is your active cell, write January in that one. Fine. So Now wherever your mouse is, it will start from gen over there. Now second cell, it says active cell dot offset 0 comma 1 dot range a1 dot select. So look, my code was in a1. Fine. Now active cell is a1 dot offset 0 comma 1. So offset of a1 0 comma 1 is what? 0 rows, only one column. So there's a change in the column, no change in the row. It means after a1 it will go into b1. It says b1 dot range a1. So it's telling b1 dot range a1 means dot range a1 is always a starting point. So b1 dot range a1 means in the b1 only. So now we are into b1 dot select. So it has selected that b1 because I clicked that one. Now it says which is the active cell. Now right, which is selected b1. So b1 dot fab. Now again it choose f offset. So now it says offset 0 comma 1. Again it's so now offset 0 comma 1 of b1 is c1. Now see, from this c1 I have to move to a3. How many? I have to offset one row and two columns backward. So offset will be how much? 1 comma minus 2. Let's see in our code. So now active cell dot offset 1 comma minus 2 dot select and active cell dot formula r1c1 equals 20. So now what I want to tell you is you have to perform the same thing in two macros and you have to understand what the difference in the macro. I have told you that there's a difference in active cell and this. Uh, Now everything is same. With selection dot font, this time it has taken a theme colors instead of a simple color. But don't worry, there can be two type of fonts: selection dot color or theme color. Because Excel also has a theme, so we can work with theme colors or we can work directly from colors. It doesn't matter. Active cell dot now in the last it has done active cell offset 1 comma 4 dot range. So look, this line is doing it that whichever last cell we worked, our cursor will move one row and four column because I clicked that one. So I can delete this code, then it will be in the same cell. So it has selected this one. And say, if you say write a code range z1 dot select. So at the end of the program, our cursor will go into z1. Say in the end, if I say write range f2. So what has happened at the end of the program, my cursor will go into f2. So this is the way. So in macros, it is like range a1 dot select and selection dot value. So you can use now. I'm repeating all the things. First of all, we did macro recording with relative, absolute, and relative. Absolute was range a1 dot select and active form. So when it saying range a1 dot select, it will always start from a1. That is fine. And in the absolute one, it started with active cell. Active cell. Now in the absolute one, it moves from range a1 dot select, then it goes to range b1 dot select. But here it goes active cell dot offset 1 comma 0. So whatever steps you will take, they will be captured, and this is how the recording is done. Fine. So now my objective is I request you all that you have to record this January, February, March, any numbers, sum and drag them out and record the macro. See the code and try to understand the code. You all know what are the steps is. The code is simple English. Try to understand. You know dot is used by what is object properties. And for those smart fellows who are watching this video first time and never watched any other videos, I request you all start with starting videos. That will be very good learning for you all. Fine? Okay. So now this is about recording macros. We have done absolute recording, we have done relative recording. Fine? So absolute recording output will always be in the A1 cell, and relative recording you can change the output. So suppose if you have to make a project report and there's some type of table formatting you have to do always every time, you can make that record a macro of table formatting and use it and place wherever it's required. Fine. Let's move ahead. So now find some properties and methods. Now say I want to understand, we change the font of the text. Now if I want to change the interior of the color, I want to change, I want to fill that cell with say red color. What will be the property? How I will use? I don't know because I have never learned it. So you don't have to remember everything, just record the macro and find the property. Let's do it right now. What I want to do is, I want to fill a cell with red color and I want to write a code. What will be the code? See, this is my, I say record macro, fine. Macro number 3, okay. And now I say, I go into this, I say home, I click on this and I say yellow fill, fine. This is one way I have done. Okay, I'm doing one more thing. I'm going to control 1, and now I say it has to be a fill, and I fill it to, these are theme colors. So I'm using say this green color. Okay, I've done 2 things and I'm now recording the macro. Developer, stop recording. So now I will see this code and try to understand what has happened. Look, it's saying range C22.select. Fine. Now it says with selection.interior. With selection.interior. Understand? Selection.interior dot pattern dot color. This is my code. Here it is Excel solid theme color. This has been theme color. So I got the code finally. So I'll write a single code for you now to understand. See, I'm writing a macro file. Sub. What's the name? Say macro 7 or fill color. FILL fill underscore COLOR color. This is my macro. Now I say range bracket H1 dot. It was selection dot interior. Selection is my H1 dot interior. INT. Here comes interior. Fine. Dot. Now I know color, creator. There are so many things. I go to color. Is equals to, what was the color code? Either you should know the color code. This was the color code. Fine. I copy this code, Control C, and I write over here like this. So look, my program has become simple. Range h1 dot interior. Let's run this program, or we'll run from outside. I'll go into the Excel. H1. Where is my H1? Okay. Let's see what has happened. Now I say macro. Macro number was this fill color. Run. It has filled out like this. So it's become so easy. So by this you can identify the properties and methods and values by recording the macros. So this is the important. When we'll start writing big programs, it will be important to know which are the properties and methods. But earlier, if you don't know the properties and methods, don't worry, just record and try to understand. Because if you are working on some project and you have to understand it, it takes 3 seconds to record a video, this macro, and it will give you the answer. Fine? Okay. Now look, this was H1. I work like this. Now if I tweak this code, instead of H1, I say active cell. We've done active cell. ACTIVECELL, active cell. Fine, I say run. So now, whenever this code is active, now this has become the absolute recording or relative recording. Tell me. Now this code has become relative recording, because now whichever cell will be active, it will color that yellow. Let's see. Let's try to do this thing. Say my active is this one. Fine. And I say if I have made a shortcut, that will also work. But objective is to show how to work. So go into macros and I say, let me do it. Let me run. It has done this. So whichever cell is active. So there's a difference in the absolute recording and relative recording. Hope you are able to understand. And I request you, if you are able to understand, look, writing a code is something different, and understanding the code and understanding the difference is different. So if you have understand what is the difference between relative and absolute, please write in the comment, hello Saurabh sir, I have understand relative and absolute recording difference. So that will encourage me that my purpose of making this video has been solved. Fine. So can we start? Can we move ahead? Okay. So okay, I have a one thing to tell you. You have to identify, page layout in the Excel. There are two type of page layouts. Uh, in page layout, there are two page layouts, and it is like orientation is portrait or landscape. So now you have to write a code. This is exercise for you. You have to write a code to change the layout to landscape. Okay, it has to be a simple worksheet code which you have to write. Try it out. Object landscape properties of worksheet property. So it has to be something like this: worksheet dot orientation dot something, which will be equals to either portrait or landscape something. I don't know. Whatever systematic value is, try to record a macro by changing the property of this page, and stop that, and try to understand what happened, and then try to write the code in a single line. So this is the exercise. Please try to do it. Let me know if you are able to do it or not. So this is the idea to run. Okay. Now let's take one example. I will show you one demo of how this macro recording works. Remember one thing: whenever you write recording the macros in the Excel, you have to always save the macros in .xlsm format. Excel enable macros. Hope you know this thing. I should have told earlier, but still let you know that file, save as this PC. Now it has to be Excel macro enable workbook. If you will not save in Excel macro enable, your macros will be lost. So it is important to save in that format. This is very important. It might be people have not watched video and watch all the videos, might not be knowing this thing. So it is important because this is a class. So we'll be doing all the things step by step. Okay. So now I'll tell you an example. Let me open one Excel file. This is a bank slip macro made by me. It has a password. This is a macro written by me for one of the companies, but let me try to work out something. There are a couple of things. So this was the raw data imported from ERP company. So this is the raw data being imported. Now you have to clean this data. So I have a button called clean data, clean raw data. So I will say it says error, but now see. So it is cleaning the macro. We just started doing lots of works. This is the macro automation taking place in front of your screen. And look, it has cleaned the entire data. This has happened. It has cleaned the data. Fine. So this has become the clean file. All the things have been removed. It was not a clean data. I'll tell you now. If I unhide, I have one sheet sample. Okay. So this was the data. It had so many things. First, ozone, sales, reports. Then there were so many columns. There were alternate invoice written. So we need to clean this data. Every time ERP, they will be importing this and they will be doing something. So that has made this data clean data. This is something. Okay. So this has been done. So now it has been done some steps with recording and some with logics with if else and for loop and so many things. So now let's try to work out a couple of things with this recording macros. Say this is my data. Fine. Control A, Control C. Copy, I'm copying it. So let's start on some new workbook. Control B. So look, this is my data and I want to clean this data. How can I do it? I will record a macro first of all. Okay, and I'll keep this data in this sheet also. Control. Fine. So there are two data available with me. Let's work on this thing. I say developer record macro. Now I'm doing the absolute recording. Okay. Macro 4 is like I say clean underscore data underscore example. Clean data example. This is my macro name. I'm not writing a shortcut key. Okay. Clicking OK. So now what I have to do is, first of all, I need to delete these 3 files, 4 rows. Select, delete. This has been done. Fine. Say now I want to delete this category. I want to delete lorry receipt number. Delete. See now I want to delete this voucher number also. I don't need this. So I select the entire column. I delete. Say I don't need change clearance then spending amount. I don't need because there are twice amounts. I don't need this. So I will get delete. So this much of task has been done. Fine. This has been done. So now say I will stop recording. So my macro is ready. This has steps been done. Say every time I have to come and there are 1,000 columns, or say there are 30 columns, and I just want to keep 10 columns. So I just worked on that columns and my report is ready. There are so many things still done, but just want to make sure. So see, I again control A, control C, copy, and now I'm doing this like control V. So say this is my new format. Now whatever processes I have done, I'll say go into macro, which was my macro now. Clean data example, right? And I say run. It is done as steps. So this is the example of recording macros. This is how macro recording can be used in day-to-day works in automations. But recording macro will not apply logics for you. It will not use arrays, memories, formulas, if, while, do, while, lots of things. So this is just the beginning of the VB understanding that we are now coming up with. Now in next videos, we'll work on understanding how Excel work, how this programming is done. So first of all, this is the end of the VBA recording exercise. Hope you are able to understand. There are so many examples of recording macros that you can do, but I am not going through examples because I want to teach you basic and fundamentals that you can apply to any VBA programming. Fine. So I'm closing this workbook first of all. I'm not saving it, and this time there will be no files to download. It is you have to do it yourself. Okay. I'm closing it again. Let's see. Let me close this also. Don't save. No saves. So coming up next is we'll start with programming fundamentals. We'll do one more video tutorial in which we'll talk about with and end with, and we'll understand what is this thing and what is active cell selection again. Some fundamental things, a 5 minutes video. Then we'll talk about variable loops, conditional logics, and the programming will start. So I request you all VBA professionals who want to learn VBA, all Excel users, if you have not seen all the videos, please watch them out. So we can take, will not sit to the aeroplane now to start landing and do something adventurous journey will begin now. Fine. And a special request to everyone, subscribe the YouTube channel and press the bell icon. It is very important. I hardly see any comments on my videos. This is something strange. So at least please comment and tell me how the videos are going on. You are loving it or not. And make sure to join the website, which is bi-analytics.org. Join the Excel VBA programming club, because people are writing I am not able to download files, because there are two steps to be done. First is sign up on the website, which is free, and second you have to download, you have to join the club. So once you are able to join the club, it is simple a button like join the club. Once done, you will be able to download these files. So this is a very important thing. I request you all, if you know any one person who this course can be useful, please recommend this course to them. This is completely free course going on, and I will take one workshop also on Zoom, if depends. That might be a paid one for those who want to do for 10 days course, but after this free course or some in between. But be connected with me. This is a very good course and you will have a fantastic learning. I assure you, if you do not know the programming, you will start learning programming. And this is a course, VBA is a programming, that if you learn VBA programming, you can learn any programming, R, C, C++, any programming. This is one of the best, easiest programming to learn, because you know the data in front of Excel, you see, you can visualize everything. In other programming, it is behind the scene, you are not able to see the data. But in this, you can see the data. Look forward for you. Please let me know how was the video. Were you able to understand what is macro recording? Thank you very much.